What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the podcast. It's your girl Shelly Nicole with the Remedy Podcast. How was everyone's weekend? I hope everybody had a great weekend. Mine was cool. I didn't do much of anything. Well, I went to go see Sinners, and I will definitely say 10 out of 10. 100 out of 10, actually. It was really a great movie, and I was trying my hardest to stay off of social media because I really didn't want you guys to ruin it for me, everybody who saw it the first week. First of all, the fact that they made over 60 million in their first week, I don't even know where they are right now. I think they're probably well over into like the 125 million because this weekend, me and my boyfriend were going to go see it. Well, we did go see it, but we didn't go where we wanted to go. Like, we were trying to go somewhere close by, but it was all sold out in IMAX, so we had to go a little bit further away. And even then, the movie theater was crowded. Most talked about movie, I think, in a very long time. Rotten Apples gave it like 98%, so it did great. So shout out to Ryan, shout out to Michael B. Jordan for creating such a great movie that did numbers. Like, when I say numbers. And shout out to everybody who's hating on it too, because you still ended up spending your money and watching it. So they won anyway. Nonetheless, it was still a good movie. And I would recommend it for anybody who hasn't seen it. And you have to stay after the credits. If you don't stay after the credits, you're not going to get what I feel like Ryan is making or turning it into I don't know, like, I guess a series, if you want to call it that. And you have to wait at the end to see what could happen next, in what's going to happen next. And then I think Sinners 2. And I think that's coming out in like 2026. I think it said maybe next year is when it comes out. Because it's 2025. The time is moving by so fast. We're in literally the last 2 days of April and then May. And then it's like half the year is already gone. It's ridiculous. It's crazy how fast it's going. But whatever. Time waits for nobody, as the saying goes. But on this episode, we are talking about dating requirements. Are they getting too out of hand? Now, I know I was supposed to drop this last night, but when I tell you I got home from work, I was so exhausted. Like, I was beyond exhausted. I was like, all right, I'm going to take a little nap, like, my little grandma nap. I woke up, it was like a 5:54, and I was just like, oh, shit. Well, that's the end of that, but I made sure today, regardless of whatever it is I had to do, that I recorded it today. So the episode tonight is about dating requirements. Are they getting too out of hand? So I did a live about this last week. I didn't do one this week. Last week about this particular topic, and it seemed like a lot of guys feel that women tend to have too many requirements when it comes to dating them, and how we are just too, I don't want to say too into ourselves, but we kind of make unrealistic expectations when it comes to dating. And I can 30% agree with it. Now, I'm just speaking on behalf of what I see and what I hear and what I have known and what, not particularly me. I mean, I've always had requirements. I always had boundaries. Did I always stick to them? No. But as I got older, I realized the importance behind having requirements and the importance behind having boundaries, and how it could save you a lot of heartache. It could save you a lot of pain. It could save you money. Shit, anything else. It could save you money. It could save your peace. It could save your time. If you have requirements as to what it is you're looking for and as to what it is you expect from your partner or somebody that you're dating, right? So first, to say this, right, gentlemen, talking about how women have too many, or I guess like having too many requirements. I'll talk on that first. Having too many. You should have as many requirements as you should possibly have that make sense. I'll elaborate. If the requirement to date me is that I would like you not to have children, that is my personal requirement from you. That's what I would like. I would like you to not have kids. And if you do, possibly a requirement, it will be that you can only have one. Or if you have two children by one woman. That's a requirement of mine because I don't want it to hinder when it's time for me, who's someone who doesn't have children. I want you to experience going through the motions, like I'm going to go through the motions. Experience having your first child with someone who you actually want to have children with, right? That is a requirement. A requirement would have also, or is also for me, wanting to get married. I look at marriage as something sacred, something under God, something that God envisions for us as his children to have. It's not about the wedding. It's not about spending all of this money on, which I honestly feel like is a crock of bullshit, because why am I spending all of this money? I'm talking about tens of thousands of dollars on a wedding for you to celebrate me. If it's my birthday, you're going to take me out for my birthday, or I'm inviting you guys out to celebrate my birthday with me. 10 times out of 10, I'm not even going to put the 9, 10 times out of 10, you being my friend, or you guys being my friend, you're going to pay or pick up my tab of the bill and split it amongst however many people that I invite, yes or no? Right. We all said yes. So why again am I having to pay for you to celebrate me and my union with my husband? Now, don't get me wrong. It will be something nice. It will be something, as fancy as I would want it to be. It's going to be within budget, and within reason. But I'd rather take that $15,000 and buy a house or buy some land. And honestly, this was not my thought process my entire life. I really just started thinking about this like once I turned 30, and it's just that, just realization, like, why am I going to spend all that money on one night? Like, huh? Like, yes, okay, the memories will last forever, but still. Anyway, I'm derailing from what it is I'm talking about. A requirement would be that you would want to get married, that you see yourself being a husband as I see myself being a wife. And what does that necessarily mean to you? And then what does that necessarily mean to me, being a wife, and what I shall provide in our household, right? That's a requirement. Another requirement of mine is that you drive, or if you don't drive, you have some type of means of transportation, meaning that you may be an Uber guy. Now, this was like a big debate that I actually had with one of my friends, because she was very much so saying the same thing as I was saying, agreeing to the fact that, and I say this mostly for people who live in the city, and not necessarily just New York City. I'm talking about any city that you live in, any major city. It could be Chicago, it could be LA, it could be Houston, it could be, wherever. If the person doesn't drive because it's not on their, especially the guy out, because I'm talking to the girls right now. If the guy doesn't drive, but he's okay with putting you in an Uber, because that's how he gets around. He gets around with Ubers. He doesn't care to have a car. No, he doesn't care to have or deal with the maintenance of a car. But he can drive. He has his driver license. But where he lives doesn't mean that he has to have a car. And not only did I have that conversation with my friend, but I also had this one with my brother like a while back, because my brother's very much so a city guy. Like, he likes to be in the city. And when he makes that $1 million that I'm manifesting for him, and he moves to the city, like in the city, or like wherever he sees himself moving, he will be the same way. It's not that he doesn't know how to drive. He does. But even what he has said, that why do I need to have a car if I live in the city? If I live in Manhattan, what do I need a car for? There's a train more than likely 2 blocks away from me. There's a bus. And if I want to get in an Uber, and if I'm dating somebody at the time, what is the difference of me putting her into an Uber and vice versa. You know what I mean? Like, I go and get her from with the Uber, or I just send an Uber to her, like whatever the case is. What is the difference? And he's actually, I again, this is maturity. This is maturity, because I always used to say, no, you need to have a set of wheels. And I still feel that, in a sense of like, if that's on your bucket list and that's what you want and that's what you've had, and you still want to get to that point, I shouldn't say bucket list, right? Because that's something that that you want before you die. If that's a requirement, that's definitely that you want to be able to have your own set of wheels, I'm all for it. But for someone who want to just drive my shit all the time, yeah, no, we're not doing that. Been there, done that. We'll never do that shit again, ever. That is a requirement of mine too. To either want to get your own wheels, or you're in the process and I see what you're doing to get there, or if that's just not your thing, you have an Uber waiting outside my house whenever it's time for us to go on a date. Because be for real, right? Sometimes I'll drive. I won't say that. Sometimes I'll drive because I do like driving, which I ended up liking after a while, but I will drive here and there. But either way, I'm very much so, I'll do an Uber. I don't care. I'm good with that too. Another dating requirement could also be that you buy me flowers. And that's a thing, and I mentioned this on the live, and the guys went up, their boxers got a little tighter about flowers. Basically saying, what is the problem? What's the difference? Why should we buy flowers when the shits are gonna die? It's more behind the thought. It's more behind the fact that you listen. That's something that I like. It's more so because of the feeling and the thought process of how we feel, the feelings that we feel when we receive something as sweet as that. It may not mean nothing to you, but the whole point in dating someone is to not just fulfill your wants and needs, but also to fulfill the other person's. And maybe that is why the dating scene is so shitty now, because everyone is thinking about me. What can you do for me? And can't answer the question when it's thrown back. Okay, so what can you do for me now? And they sit there looking like, well, and then the only answer that they can provide is, I have money, I look good, my pussy is this, or my dick is this. I didn't ask about your private areas, sir. I didn't ask about that. And guys, I think y'all should, again, this not being just a woman thing. As a man, you should have requirements as well. Can she, again, if this is something that you want in your woman, can she cook? Can she clean? And not saying that this has to be just a female thing. I feel like a man should know how to cook as well. I feel like a man should know how to clean up as well. There's no reason. I'm not your damn maid. I'm not picking up after you. If your drawers are on the damn floor every single day, like, what's wrong with you? Grow up. But if that's a requirement for you to have, for a woman who knows how to keep a house clean, who knows how to cook when you don't feel like spending money outside, a woman who knows how to take care of herself, not just the whole nails, hair. Does she have good vagina etiquette? Like, I'm so serious when I say this, of good vagina etiquette. I mean, ladies, we sit here and say the same thing about men. Do you have proper dick etiquette? So why can't we also have proper vaginal etiquette? That should be something that, guys, you should think about. Knowing how to take care of your lady parts, ladies. Knowing what to use and what not to use, and how to keep your pH together, and what soaps work for what. And come on. Doing a detox. Chilling out with the smoking and the drinking, or the hard, just relax, get your pH back in balance. And not to say that just smoking and drinking throws it off, because there's a bunch of things that throw off your pH, but still, you want the man to have good dick management skills? Well, then you need to have good pussy skills too, because you need to know how to manage your vagina. Your vagina has to be managed properly as well. Another dating requirement can also be that you don't necessarily want someone who is toxic. I know that seems to be, or that was a thing. I don't think it's a thing anymore. I think a lot of people are like staying away from toxicity now, where, oh, yell at me or make me feel like this or make me feel like that. And I want my man to be a little rough, and I don't want him to be so soft, and I don't want my girl to sit here and just let me down. I want her to scream at me. And listen, okay, get away from all that, because what? Like, why is that cute? And the shit is always cute when in the beginning. After a while, it's just like, okay, now it becomes a headache. But you thought it was cute back then, so now why is it a problem now? Oh, because she does it so often. Okay, so now you're going to tell her or tell him when to do it and when not to do it. Like, that's just who they are. So now you have a problem with it. Make it make sense. The toxic things can or should not be a requirement, but no, I'm going to say that it shouldn't be a requirement, because I'm not going to condone that. Like, why would you want toxicity in your life? We are too grown for that. Let's be for real. You should not want anybody in here or around you screaming at you, talking down to you, acting a damn fool, acting like a bandit. Like, no. What are we doing? Be for real. That should not be a requirement. Another thing that I think that both parties should have is being able to communicate. Can you communicate? Can you talk? Or are you going to go ghost mode? Can you hold a constructive conversation? Can I give you constructive criticism when it's needed without you blowing up and having a whole meltdown or feeling attacked? Is that possible? Can that happen? But for the most part, it just seems like it's not a thing. Like, people today, it's terrible, honestly. There is no reason why at this age, and when I say this age, I mean in our 30s and 40s, because that's mostly the crowd that listens, the 30s and 40s group. There's no reason why I cannot have a conversation with you and I'm not able to communicate with you and tell you what's going on with me, or what I don't like and what I need from you, what I'm seeing that's hurting me that you're doing. There's no reason why we can't have good constructive criticism and a good conversation, and it can turn into, okay, this is what you need from me, this is what I need from you. Got it? Let's move on and let's move forward. I don't understand, and I never understood why people want to be so argumentative now. Like, why can't I tell you, or trying to just shut someone down just because they're telling you how they feel? Like, I don't understand that, and I do feel like that is a requirement that needs to be put on both sides. Also, being respectful. If you can't be respectful with me alone, inside, like whether it's inside my house or whether it's outside, like if you're very disrespectful in the way you carry yourself and how you act, I'm not letting you meet my parents. I'm not putting you around my friends. Like, are you dumb? Like, no, I'm not doing that. Like, and again, this is on both sides. This should not be just a female thing. This should not just be a man thing. This should be a human thing. This should be a in your right mental state thing, because why would you want that around you for the rest of your life? Someone who's disrespectful to other people. Like, don't get me wrong. Sometimes you might want to backhand someone real quick, but it's not a thing of every situation or every scenario causes for you to have to get to that point. You know what I mean? Another dating requirement that I have even put in for myself, I want to say like as of last year, really, is going to church or having a relationship with God. I started my spiritual journey last year. the end of, what year is this? 2025? The end of 2023 is when I started it. And it's up and down. It's let me tell you something. If you're not in that journey or you're thinking about it, it is definitely up and down. It is a roller coaster. It is sideways. It stops. It goes. It gets deep. It doesn't get deep at all. It gets quiet moments, loud moments. It's a lot, but I would not trade it. I would have not done it. I definitely feel like that's something that I added on my requirement list, my boundary list, my must-have list. But I will definitely say you cannot make anyone believe in the same things that you believe. If they don't believe in it, they don't believe in it. They are not going to. If they somewhat believe in it, there is a possibility, but they have to want to get in that relationship on their own. Getting in relationship with God and having that moment with God, it happens, but it's just between you and him. Like, no one else can force you. It doesn't matter how many sermons you listen to. It doesn't matter how many people you listen to. It doesn't matter how many times I speak about it. I had to do it when I felt the timing was right. And you as an individual have to do it when you feel the time is right. It's just like anything else. I'm not trying to compare it. Sorry, Lord, forgive me. I'm not trying to compare God to like going to the gym or eating healthy or reading once a day, but it's just like consistency. The same way you put into everything else, and this is how I had to go about it, and the thought process that I had to think of when it came to getting into my relationship and continuing my relationship with God. It takes time. It does take time, but you have to do it every day, every other day. Whether it is you open the Bible or whether you just speak to God, you just have regular conversations like how I'm talking to you right now is the same way you could talk to him. Just don't curse. Just don't curse. I know he knows you, but that's besides the point. Don't curse. And just finding that balance in that relationship. So if that's a dating requirement that you want and that's something that you need in your partner, male or female, don't look past it, or don't just say, it's okay if they don't, or if it's not that big of a deal to them. Don't just adjust it to match theirs. It's not going to work. Another dating requirement should be their future endeavors. What is it that they see, and how do they see themselves in the next 5 years? What type of goals do they have setting for themselves? If they don't have anything planned, then you're wasting your time. You're having a leech on you just because they look good. It's a good looking leech. Yeah, but now what? You can't be the person who is going to school or in school, has a job, looking to get a promotion, looking for a better paying job, trying to get into a new career, studying for this, doing that. You can't be that type of person and then date someone who's just like, I don't know, I'm just going with the flow. You cannot be a goal-driven person and date a just going with the flow person. It's not going to work. You're going to feel like you're doing way more than what they're doing, and it's going to piss you off. Maybe not in the beginning, but after a while, it's going to settle in. And it's going to annoy you, and then you're going to wonder why you're having so many arguments, or why you just are turned off by them, because there's nothing that they're doing that's making you say, you know what? I love this person, or look at my baby doing this. And you're just going to be like, what the fuck was I thinking? And what are you, like, well, you're lazy. You don't want to do anything. And it's messed up to say, but I swear it's really true. Like, I've even been there. When I was dating someone and I'm just like, okay, so what are you thinking about doing like next year or the year after that? And granted, I'm not saying that the process happens like that. Sometimes it does, depending on how much effort you put into it. But at the same time, I also understand life is life, and life is going to life. And this is coming from someone who has to fight against imposter syndrome 9 times out of 10. Because I'm like, oh my God, I want to get this life. I want to have this. I want to have that. And then I see it, I envision it. And then it's just like, but okay, Michelle, get out of your head. Just do this, record this, do that. And always constantly telling myself to keep going and keep going and keep going. And I feel like so many of us do suffer from that, and we just don't know what to call it. Some people will call it lazy, some people will call it being complacent, but a lot of us, especially millennials, I think, not even just the Gen Zs, but I think millennials suffer with that because we are brought up in two different times, whereas like our parents, but then we see the younger generation and what they're doing. So I feel like, regardless of whatever it is, whether it's becoming your own business partner, your own business man or woman, whether it's getting a better paying job or a new career, going to school, whatever, they have to have something, some type of plan to see that they're trying to get better. And ladies, if a man don't got a plan, he can't guide you nowhere. Just saying. But there are literally like so many things that you can have as a requirement when like it comes to anything. There's like your safety. Can they compromise? Do they have boundaries? Their clear expectations, their clear intentions with you. Are they self-aware? Are they patient? Do they avoid certain behaviors? Like they know how to maneuver when it comes to certain situations that happen within their life. Talking to your ex, talking to their exes. Is that a dating requirement, a boundary that you are not, don't talk to your ex. Are you dumb? Like, what are you still talking to her for or him for? Like, enough. Splitting bills, going 50-50. Is that a requirement for somebody? And again, this is something that can just happen for anyone. This is not just one sex, one person, no. It's not just a female thing. So guys, please, enough with the, you women have too many requirements. But I will say this, because I did say this, I was going to say this in the beginning. Some requirements are out of hand. Some things are just like, you're not serious. You're not dead ass. Like I saw one video where a girl said that one of her dating requirements is that she has to go to these 5-star restaurants every week. That's the date that she wants to go to on, whether it's Friday night or Saturday night. She has to go to a 5-star restaurant, get her drink, her food, take pictures, more than likely, and literally have that's what she wants. That's a requirement for her. And if that's what she says, gentlemen, and this is just with anything, if a lady gives you her requirements and she tells you this is what she's looking for, stop trying to fit a narrative that you cannot fit. Stop trying, if you are a square, stop trying to fit your square ass into her circle, because it's not going to work. She's telling you she likes flowers. She's telling you that she wants to be taken to these expensive restaurants. If she says she wants, to go on trips, she wants to do whatever it is, right? And you can't fulfill it, then just don't date her. But ladies, let's also be fucking for real. Stop asking someone who is making $60,000 to $70,000, $60,000 to $80,000 a year to take you to fucking Beef Bar or Philippe Chow's or any of these high-end restaurants every week when they're making what they're making. And that's just their one job. It's a one thing if that's what they're making on their one job and they got something else on the side and maybe they can, do a little something. But even then, it's like, be for real. A lot of the times, and again, this is why I always say social media is good, but social media is also the damn devil. We see what everyone else has. We see how everybody else has, goes on these extravagant trips. They buy these nice things. They get the nice cars. And not saying that lifestyle is not doable and that it can't happen. It can happen. But be fucking for real. Are you going anywhere to necessarily meet the men that are like that? You cannot be in the same area that you are in and then think you're going to meet a man who's going to do that when they don't even do it for themselves. Like, I'm being so serious. Like, if they're not doing it for themselves, what makes you think that they're going to do it for you? Oh, because I'm her. Well, okay, there's a lot of I'm hers out there. But clearly, if they're not doing it for themselves, if that's not something that they do or they care to do for themselves often, they're not going to do it for you every week, sweetie. And gentlemen, don't think I'm not going to get on your ass either. Because let's be for real. I need her to look like this. And she needs to get her and have her hair done every week. Her nails. I'm telling y'all this, whether y'all believe it or not, I've heard some men say this. She needs to have her nails done, her hair done. She got to look like this. She got to dress like that. I want her to be driving this. I need to see that she got her own spot. Yet you're laying on your homeboy's couch. Yet you have a mattress with no headboard. And you've been in this home of yours for over a year and a half now. But you're sleeping on the floor on the mattress. But you have all the nicest clothes in the world, but you're sleeping on the floor on a mattress with one pair of bed sheets. That's it. You cannot expect her to have this type or be this type of woman, and you're not even that type of man. Her hair and nails have to. Do y'all understand how much it costs for maintenance? I don't think I really know. That is a bill. A bill. A bill. I think I added it up one time when I did it, and I was close. I want to say to $1,200, if not $1,000. I think $1,000 to $1,200. Nails, and I'm talking about hands and feet together. Nails, your hair done, getting your lashes done, doing a wax. And that's not even to say the other little things that can be done too. If you talk to women who get fillers, you talk to women who get facials every week, you talk to women who get, like, it can run a lot. So if you don't even take care of yourself and you don't even worry about making yourself look presentable, don't come at shorty when she just chooses a day to just put her hair in a nice bun and call it a day while your hair not done. While your hairline, never mind, forget it. Anyway, your dating requirements are your dating requirements, and I think people would benefit from just keeping them and having their boundaries and understanding that everyone that you meet is not going to have the same boundaries or the same requirements as you, and that's okay. That's fine. But date within your tax bracket, date within your budget, date within what makes sense to you. Don't just date people just to date people because you think that they're cute and they're pretty. Everybody's cute. Well, not everybody. But there are cute people and there are pretty people out here. But still, that's besides the point. Go with what makes sense. And if everybody sticks to their everybody sticks to their boundaries and their requirements for what they're looking for, and if everyone is honest about it, we would not have these problems. We wouldn't have these problems. Anyway, guys, I thank you guys for listening. I hope you guys have a great night. Make sure you leave a comment. Make sure you guys share this, like it. Make sure you follow me on TikTok. It's the same, the Remedy _podcast. Make sure you like and follow the Instagram, the Remedy _podcast. And tune in for more lives, for more episodes. We have a bunch of them coming up soon. And yeah, I love you guys for listening. Whatever happened today, leave it into today. Don't bring that shit into tomorrow. Later.